Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, after the fight I went to sleep, but I wanted to do a couple of videos. Guys, Terence Crawford called out Manny Pacquiao straight after the fight. He said he want to fight Manny Pacquiao, and Terence Crawford's been calling out everybody. He wants to fight the big, wants to fight the top welterweights. And obviously Pacquiao's still seen as the top dude. He's still, even though he's 41. I'm not a big fan of people calling out Pacquiao just because he's old, he's 41. I think you should let Pacquiao be and call out the young guns. But, Terence Crawford really wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. And Crawford, he wants the big fights now. I don't think Crawford wants to mess around. He wants to fight the big names. He wants to fight the top dudes. And Manny Pacquiao is just that. Manny Pacquiao is the man. I do want to see Crawford in there with the top boys now. I want to see him in there with the killers, as we say, in the division. I think Crawford and I say Crawford and Pacquiao would be a great fight. And you know what? I actually think it'd be a very, very good fight. I think it's a dangerous fight for Manny. Because as we saw, Crawford's got great timing. The thing is with Manny Pacquiao, he's got a great punch resistance. But the thing is with Crawford, he's got great timing. His punches come out from nowhere. And as I say, Manny's getting older by the day. He's older now. So you just don't know how he's going to react. You just don't know, how Manny's going to, how he's going to look in that fight just because of the fact that, he is older. He is 41. But like I said, I still feel Manny Pacquiao can beat Terence Crawford. I do. I feel that, Manny Pacquiao is made of different stuff. I think he's lived a life, majority of his life, so I think he's aged well. Although Manny's had some wars, I think Manny's aged well, unlike Brook, who I don't believe aged that well. I think, he was kind of shot worn. And I also pointed this out that, that Brook may have chin issues going into this fight because, as you get older, people were saying, well, he took punches from Golovkin, took punches from Spence, so there's no way Crawford's gonna knock him out. And we saw the first meaningful shot Crawford landed, he was gone. And that's because of the fact that I think Brook's punch resistance had gone. I think Brook didn't have that punch resistance anymore just because of the fact that I think of the wars and the tough fights he's had. I think he didn't have it anymore where he could take big shots. And I think Manny's not going to be like that. Manny's going to be on it. He's going to be, and I think he's a dangerous fight for Bud Crawford. I really want to see Pacquiao Crawford, if I'm honest with you, but it depends on what Pacquiao wants to do. Will Pacquiao want to fight Terence Crawford? I don't know. Pacquiao's his own boss, and Pacquiao will make his own decision what he wants to do. If I'm honest, I'd rather see Pacquiao fight Crawford than fight Spence. I think that fight makes a lot more sense, if I'm totally honest. I don't think the fight between him and Errol Spence, I think that's a bit of a dangerous one, if I'm honest. That just because of Spence's size and strength, I'd rather see him fight Crawford. I think Crawford's thing is with Crawford, everyone keeps talking about Crawford's size, but he goes in there and he knocks out bigger men. And he does it in emphatic fashion. So I don't know whether we can sleep on this guy. This guy's another level. So if I'm totally honest with you, I don't really know whether it's going to make any difference, because as Crawford has shown, he's a top dog. It doesn't matter what guy he fights, how big he is. He seems to just take him out. So the man's got power and he's strong, man. He's strong. He takes a good punch. I think he recovers well. And listen, a lot of people were bigging up Kell Brook, and I think that was just down to the fact that he was underdog and people wanted to get behind him. But I think we realized in there that this guy just washed him. You know, he just washed Kell Brook. So if I'm totally honest with you, that was an impressive performance by Crawford. As soon as the first shot he hit Brook with, he was finished. You know, and Brook just couldn't take anything. He couldn't take anything, and that's down to Terence Crawford's timing, his speed. He's a quality fighter. He's a quality fighter. So you got to give Terence Crawford his credit now. And to be honest, I don't think anyone can be against that fight with Pacquiao. I think the Pacquiao fight's a great fight with him and Crawford. It's a fight that I would want to see. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would want to see. And it's a fight which I think makes a lot of sense as well. Financially, I think Pacquiao, who's he gonna fight? I won't want to see him fight Mikey Garcia. That's not really a fight I'd like to see over the Crawford one. And I think he gets more credit if he beats Crawford as well. How does Manny Pacquiao look at it? I don't know. Would Manny Pacquiao say, you know what? Let me dare to be great once again, by beating Crawford, because it would be that. Because obviously Manny at his age, he would be a massive underdog against Crawford. Even though he's a legend and a legendary fighter, he would go into that fight as an underdog just because of you know we know that Crawford special now. I think it's quite clear, and we also know that Manny's older. You know, I don't think any of these guys could compete with Manny Pacquiao in his prime. Even Crawford, who is special, I think Manny would have beat him, if I'm honest. And I think he would have beaten Spence. I just think now it evens up the playing field because of the fact that Manny's so old. So it evens up the playing fields and give these guys an opportunity to beat him. Because in the Thurman fight, I did see vulnerability in Manny Pacquiao. You know, and he looked like towards the end of that fight he got tired. And I don't think Keith Thurman is as dangerous as good as those two. To be honest, would Keith Thurman knock out Kell Brook like that? Possibly, if he lands a quick shot, if he lands a straight right hand, possibly, because you know what we saw with Kell Brook, his punch resistance looked completely gone. You know, he got hit with a jab, and you know he was out. So I think if Thurman hit him as well, Thurman's a power puncher. He could have Brook will be in serious trouble. But I think we need to see. We need to see Crawford Pacquiao. We need to see Crawford Spence. I'll do a separate video about Crawford Spence later on. But I think those fights need to happen now. And I think as boxing fans, we should put pressure, and not on Pacquiao. I think guys like Thurman and Spence, we should put pressure. Pacquiao can fight who he wants. To be honest, if Pacquiao fights Mikey Garcia, I've got no problem with that. I wouldn't mind seeing Pacquiao beat Crawford. But again, it's Pacquiao's decision. Pacquiao is not entitled to fight anyone because of the career he's had and the great fights he's given. And let's not forget, Pacquiao's 40, probably going to be 42, maybe 43 if he fights Crawford, you know. That's old, man. That's old, you know. So let's give Pacquiao a break as well. Let's not, you know, make out like, you know, he's not done enough in the sport of boxing. But you know, that is a fight I would love to see Pacquiao take, just to see if he can do it once more at this age, which would be incredible. And one thing is with Pacquiao, you wouldn't write him off, would you? You wouldn't say he's got no chance. I don't think anybody would be saying that, you know, he's got no chance like a lot of people were saying with Brook. I think you'd say that Manny Pacquiao's got a great chance. If anyone can do it in the welterweight division, it's definitely Manny Pacquiao or Spence. You know, you would say those are the only two guys that I would say I would give a chance to beat Crawford. Thurman as well. I don't think Garcia and Porter beat Terence Crawford. I just don't. I think Crawford beats them. You know, what we did see early on in the fight that Brook, you know, he was landing a few jabs. He was giving Crawford a little bit of problem. But the way the fight finished, it was so impressive. As soon as he landed his jab, and Brook he was out of there, man. So you gotta give Crawford a lot of credit, because he obviously showed great timing and great power. It was a beautiful shot. It was like he just caught Brook, and Brook just lost his senses, you know. And like I said, I've always seen as Brook as a guy with a good chin. So, you know, and Pacquiao showed against them and that he still got a very good chin. But as I said in boxing, it's the punches that you don't see that hurt. It's the punches. Brook didn't see that punch. Brook didn't even see it. So it just like he just came from nowhere and it took him off. It caught him off surprise, and Brook was gone because he didn't see the punch. That's the thing. Crawford's fast. He's really fast. You know, he hits you with punches that you don't see, and a lot of people say, "Oh, he's not got power." This, that. He has got power because he hits you with punches you don't see. You know, he just knocked out a big, strong welterweight, and he got hit with a jab. You know, that's incredible power. But I'm telling you, man, Crawford's a tough fight for anyone, man. But I do think Pacquiao, even at this point, is still capable of beating Terence Crawford. And listen, I think Terence Crawford wants to fight him. Terence Crawford's wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao for a minute now. He's been wanting to fight Manny Pacquiao for a very long time. So let's see what Manny Pacquiao does. Will Manny Pacquiao take the fight? I think Manny Pacquiao is a dangerous fight even now for Crawford. You know, I'm a massive Manny Pacquiao fan, so you know I'd love to see Manny beat Crawford. But again, if I'm honest with you, I'm not too confident. Manny's a lot older now, and if Manny doesn't fight Terence Crawford, there's no problem with that because you know he's paid his dues, he's been in tough fights, and Manny Pacquiao can easily even retire if he wants to. He may retire. You don't know where Manny Pacquiao's head's at, if I'm honest, because like I said, he hasn't fought for almost a year and a half, and by the time he fights, it might be 2 years because he fought in 2019 in July, right, against them, and that's almost 1.5 years now. We're in November of 2020. So he's not going to fight in the next couple of months. So by the time Manny gets in the ring, it could be 2 years out the ring. And at his age, to be out the ring for 2 years, that's too long. You know, so again, we may not fight again. You know, we may not. So let's see what happens. Leave your thoughts, guys. What do you make of Terence Crawford calling out Manny Pacquiao? Do you think it'll happen? Do you think it won't happen? Do you want to see the fight? Or do you want to see Manny fight someone else? Leave your thoughts, and let me know. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.